YouTube, what's good, man? It's MDC back with another reaction. Alright, today we checking out Tommy in New York with the most wanted drivers. Look, I can't explain that. We finna get into it.
I might just check a basic bitch and turn her life up. She knows she with the right one. I'm iced up, I'm shining with no jury, don't turn the light up. Please don't try us, my brothers ride with, and we don't fight much. I got the right punch, I use it for a week, ain't have to buy nothing.
Alright, y'all. It look crazy. Okay, Easy Tiger. Oh yeah, that mean Cuz cutting up on the road or something. He about to do something wicked. But look, we finna get into it. Let's go, dog.
You're easy. Come on. Hey.
Whipping
How many
that
police
thing.
stations do you think you've been in?
30, I think.
30?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
Nobody's
I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted.
Oh, he whipping. He whipping that thing,
You're
though.
the most wanted drivers in New York.
Hey, I'm street bud.
Squeeze, man. Okay. Ooh. Turned up. Awesome. Turned up. Okay. Alright, well, I see.
Swim team, you already know what's going on. I love NYC. Swim team, the dream team.
So buckle up, folks, this is going to be a wild ride.
One day in the safety of my home in Milwaukee, I started to get bombarded by DMs imploring me to explore these two drivers named Squeeze Benz and Where's 981. When I looked at their pages, their driving shocked me. I would describe their videos as daring, dangerous, and reckless. I'm fascinated by the human desire to push limits and go against the grain. I'm fascinated by the daredevils and outlaws of the world. Young men in particular love to do this in a variety of ways. Evel Knievel shot himself out of a cannon, Philip Petit tightrope walked across the Twin Towers, Alex Honnold climbed up cliffs without a rope, and fighter Darren Till cut weight until he went blind. The question that comes to mind when you look at this behavior is what compels someone to push themselves to such lengths and risk injury or death. In today's video, we investigate this daredevil behavior in the form of reckless drivers who are causing outrage and fascination across New York.
I mean,
pull over a car on West 38th Street
is
and
that
7th
oh
Avenue. The driver sped up, slamming into cars, driving.
Oh, he just drive. Boy, he said I ain't going down for nobody.
Because
boy,
these guys don't just risk their own necks in the stunts, they also risk the lives of innocent citizens and the that chases them. These guys regularly go on police chases and evade police helicopters. Today, we interview them face to face and talk morality, ethics, danger, and their motivation for their behavior. Let's dive in and go boots on the ground.
For sure. Okay,
this documentary is purely for educational purposes. We want to stress that the behavior depicted in this video is dangerous, illegal, and should never be imitated. And remember, it only takes one bad crash to ruin your life or someone else's. Please drive responsibly.
Please be safe, be smart. Man. Okay. Boy, I'm about to cut
We wanted to know how everyday people felt about this kind of driving. We had some extra time to kill at the New York airport, so I went around showing people videos of Squeeze Benz and Where's 981 driving. Here's what they had.
Now look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't be whipping that thing when I get in that car. I'm not a liar, but I'm not gonna do too much to like put everybody in harm's way on the road, cause there is my own driving speed, but I'm not about to sit here and close like and then try to like no. I want to see tomorrow just like you want to see tomorrow. Okay, teamwork.
Say about it.
Oh, that would have freaked me out.
What do you think of that?
I think if the police go after them, it's a bit dangerous. Was everyone else at risk?
I wouldn't even want to
120,
chase
130
them.
right now. See how there's some close calls?
I feel like he thinks he's in a video game.
Facts.
It pisses me off. So I got kids that are on those games.
The babies be out there just having a good day. You done mess around.
I don't know what happened.
I could tell this guy a million times that you're going to kill somebody on the road. He's going to do it anyways. What do you think about that?
It makes me mad. I get it. All kids, they're bred to do that, right? But it's irresponsible.
If I told you that this guy's gotten away from not only multiple police but also helicopters.
He beat the hell.
What's your reaction on that?
I believe it. I just feel like it's really I think he should get his license taken away for some period of time and probably have to go through safe driving classes, maybe talk to people who are victims of people
I
that
think it
drive
should
like
be
him.
commensurate with like attempted manslaughter or something like. I mean, that's in effect you're putting people at risk intentionally when you go a certain speed over the speed limit.
If you were his mother or father, what would you tell him?
That he's a selfish idiot. One of these days, somebody is gonna get in his way, and that person's gonna end up dead, or many people are gonna end up dead. And if he ends up dead, that's his consequence of what he does. But nobody else to have that kind of risk. It's no different than someone.
Crazy part. I remember I was on interstate, and somebody was driving just like how Buddy was coming real in between. I didn't see him because he was not where I was on the interstate when I was about to. I put my blinker on, everything finna get over. Didn't even see. I checked, nobody there. Man, I get over the light on my thing, I sweep back. Buddy jerked the car and hit somebody. I said, oh! I said, pull off, because he's wild. Because, first of all, he was on some NASCAR he almost clipped me in the process of trying to. I'm like, bro, you tripping? Like, what we on? It's Sunday. You know the folks out here trying to hit their Sunday cruise, dog. Stop playing.
Who's really drunk, getting behind the wheel of a car and driving when they have no control. I mean, your car is actually like a weapon of mass destruction. It has to be handled.
True if you're using it like that.
Worse than being drunk and getting behind the wheel because you're actively making
you're doing it on purpose
to put other people's lives at risk.
The steepest price that gets paid is not the person driving the car. I mean, someone's going to end up dying, and that'll be that.
That can ruin hundreds of people's lives. Like if a kid in a school were to die, everybody in the school
it's a ripple
effect for that one person.
They do hit everybody though, emotional.
Not safe at all. If he hit somebody, do you think it should be manslaughter or first degree?
I say manslaughter because you know what you're doing, like you're just driving crazy.
What would you tell him?
I'd be like, slow down.
What do you think about driving like this?
Hey!
What should be the penalty if he's caught? Manslaughter or first degree? That's another debate.
If he hits somebody?
What y'all say? Hey, put in the comments what y'all feel like, manslaughter or first degree for if he was to actually get picked up by the police.
He hasn't been caught.
What would y'all choose?
He got away from a helicopter.
Or nothing. I mean, if you feel like nothing, just say nothing. But manslaughter or first degree.
Lamborghini.
I could see I was outrunning the cops. I guess we could hope for him.
A Lambo? Yeah, that Lambo.
Turn yourself in,
Lambo do
you're a reckless driver and you're
get
gonna
low
hurt
with that Lambo.
I got folks taking pics on like paparazzi. I'm gonna get the test. I don't really like the miles. Getting to the check, but I ain't rocking on the ride.
We're on our way to meet Squeeze Benz. Recently, he's been in the news for his high-speed stunts. While some people see his driving as exhilarating or exciting, there's a rising sentiment that this sort of behavior unnecessarily endangers innocent drivers and pedestrians. He sent us the address of a random parking garage and told us to pull up. This is what we encountered.
Folks, we're on the way to talk to one of the most wanted drivers in New York. Squeeze Benz. This kid does stuff that makes my butthole pucker up.
Can you even drive in New York?
This guy is extreme. This guy drives at a very high speed. I do not drive like this. You shouldn't drive like this. And there's a reason why I'm not getting into their cars while they're driving this fast. It's dangerous. It's reckless. It's scary. Disclaimer: don't do this at home. He's kind of
please don't do this at home.
I'm interested in the outlaws of the world. People that live on the edge. Humans, especially men, are always pushing the limits of danger. But one distinction I want to make is Evel Knievel only harms himself if he fails. The UFC fighters are both signing up. They're in mutual combat. But these guys, if something goes wrong, they harm innocent civilians. So I want to ask him about that, but then ask him about the outlaws, the testing danger, peace that lives strongly within them, because I think that's interesting. This is not a product placement. I do not want a partnership with Celsius. I
was so about to say, you sipping the Celsius, right?
I absolutely love your drink. Guys, if you want to hit me up, please.
I ain't mad at him.
Otherwise, I'll probably hit up Prime, and you know how that goes. So we're pulling up to meet Squeeze Benz. I'm excited. I hope you are too. You know, high speed must be an issue around here if they have a Mustang NYPD car that's got some zip to it. RIP Mainstream Media. It's been a great run. Kudos to you for lasting as long as you have. But that's it. I mean, you're finished. Sorry. In honor of that, RIP Mainstream Media. Sweatshirts available. TommyGMcGee.com. Oh my God, dude.
Oh, so that's Tommy. Okay. I respect it. Ain't no out of that. Nice nickname, man. I'm not gonna say him mad at that for real. He popping at that. He hit every time. I'm sorry. Grabbing that mud. Atlanta tough though.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
Really? That's insane.
It started like about a year ago. I got my first Benz, and I always did like little driving videos, and I never really took it to nothing. And then my boys started saying like, you know, mad people are blowing up off this, and I was just like, you know, that's just how it started.
I'm curious, like you have a Lamborghini, at one point a Mercedes-Benz, I'm sure you go through a lot of different cars. Are you going on tour and just driving people's cars all crazy? You guys getting your own cars? Like, tell me about that.
I had my own car for a bit, but then I changed it up because I did get chased a lot. Well, I just realized, like, you know, doing long-term rentals is just a way better route. And then obviously I don't send the guys on street bed.
Did you ever get blown up by the tour people asking what the hell happened?
They do ask, and then like I kind of just like, you know, driving the car.
You mix danger, but there's also other people at risk when you do that. Innocent civilians. So what do you think about the element of danger for that?
I've been doing this since like real shit since I was 9. I used to take my dad's car out and I used to just bug out. I've been doing this for so long now that I got a professional at it. Like, you know, niggas know like that's how I drive. There's been incidents where I've gone out with people and they try keeping up with me and they crash.
How fast do you go?
I mean, there's been a video on live where I've gone one-handed 210 miles an hour.
Only with one hand driving with the other 210 miles an hour. Yeah. That's insane. Did that scare you?
Not really.
I'm sorry, you know what? I'm wrong.
Do you feel like the police watch your Instagram?
100%. They do.
Let's pop in the car and keep the conversation going.
You know the feds watch your Instagram, you skill. He crazy with that wheel.
Okay.
People know.
How many people know
in Atlanta?
Compared to like, am I in the high end of
the high end?
That's okay.
Hey,
your mom worry about you?
I call her, she don't even want to hear the things that I'm doing. She be getting scared because she know I be doing shit, like, you know what I mean?
Do you know any friends that have gotten really hurt or died doing this?
My boy, he was racing, and he wrapped up and he hit his head, and his head like split open a little bit, he needed stitches, but like other than that, nothing's ever happened.
He bust his head.
Tell me about the camera system in New York. How hard is it to evade capture or awareness of the police?
Super easy.
Facts,
a lot of people, like, they be doing crimes with their plates on. Like, I mean, if I go and run from a cop, I'm gonna make sure I either have altered plates or no plates at all.
New York City is home to one of the most advanced camera
surveillance networks on the planet.
Amnesty International Press identified that there are more than 25,000 public and private cameras at traffic intersections across the city. This camera technology can capture faces and other details from up to 400 feet away. This infrastructure isn't cheap either. This camera technology, combined with cell phone tracking tools, spyware, and facial recognition, racked up nearly $3 billion in expenditures from the NYPD from 2007 to 2019. When street racers run rampant in the city, it's easy for governments to make the argument to increase the surveillance in order to shut down this reckless and deadly behavior. However, this same technology can also be used to capture the profiles of millions of civilians on a daily basis, something that is currently happening in China and that many Americans are afraid of. As technology such as AI facial recognition and high-def cameras increase in quality, this is a challenge we are going to have to wrestle with to ensure the very tech that can help keep us safe also doesn't grow too powerful to infringe upon our freedoms. What are the different penalties for if you got
Tommy rolling with him? Oh, he wild.
Running red lights, I'm doing more than triple the speed limit, double the speed limit. There's a lot of tickets to it.
You did a video in Times Square recently, right?
Yeah.
Times Square? That's Manhattan, ain't it? I mean, he playing bump, he going crazy. Whoa, see right there? Right there, NBC, I already tweaked that look. Oh, hey.
Change or destroy somebody's life.
I do understand that. It's just like, we were also like, it was a lot of people. 12 o'clock in the morning, you seen in the video, like I stopped, looked around, made sure there was nobody, and started doing donuts. And then when I was running the red lights, I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key bugging. I low-key know how to run red lights. I've been chased by Mac cops to the point where I could blow the red lights doing 60, 70. No, I'm not gonna get my part.
He sound not scared doing 60, 70.
Talking on the highway. These cops, like, they're not really built for that. It's a lot of real rookie cops now. It's a bunch of
he really calling out the feds like step yard game.
How drivers like Benz can evade detection for so long.
You in at 12.
Altering or covering up their license by police or the traffic cameras. Cars with this modification have been nicknamed ghost cars. Last month, a joint task force was launched between New York Governors Kathy Hochul, New York Mayor Eric Adams, the NYPD, and the MTA to crack down on the issue of ghost cars. In their first day alone, they impounded 73 cars, issued 282 court summons, and made 8 arrests. And I noticed the same thing back home in Milwaukee. The guys running through the red lights, driving stolen cars, and driving aggressively, most of them do not have licenses.
What's the longest police chase you've been in?
30 minutes, 20 minutes.
That's a pretty long
30-40 minute chase?
I had to do like 3-4, but the main thing was the helicopter. Those are really hard to go with.
The heli is crazy.
Late night, I was in the Porsche, and that shit does 210 miles an hour. So I just hopped in the highway, you know what I mean? The helicopter can only go so fast.
You go faster than the helicopter?
Yeah, they only like top out like 150, 140.
Wow, I didn't know that.
You get paralyzed, they die. You deserve to go to prison.
Yes. Obviously, I wouldn't want to be put into prison for life.
I mean, of course.
That's somebody's life. Like, that's somebody's mother, brother, cousin, brother.
Yeah, you know, you gotta sit with that. You gotta lay the bitch, man.
I want them to go to jail. You know what I mean? Maybe not for life, but just enough to get it in their head, like, you know.
What makes taking these risks worth it for you?
They're not really risks to me. That's
they not risks?
I don't really see them as risk. I see them as, like, you know, me just everyday driving.
That's not everyday driving, yo.
My dad used to give me his car. You know, I used to sit on his lap when I was like 7. He used to give me the steering wheel, that, and then, you know,
I had that as a kid. My parents said that I drive a car.
Pieces. With 13, I used to start picking up my boys, and that's when I started really 13.
Oh my god.
Oh!
Okay, easy, Tiger. Easy.
Easy, Tiger.
Easy.
Boy.
Hey.
Tommy finished this.
That motherfucking made me.
Imagine you doing that. Yeah, that's really
Tommy.
How many police chases do you think you've been?
More in my hand. There's been so many times where like, the boys just get behind us and they start chasing. Or like it's not really chasing us. You know, they back off.
Do you think you're the most wanted driver in
like
between me and anyone once he died down, I feel like I've taken over that spot. So yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of young men that watch your content. What do you think about kids that want to go try and replicate this, copy this?
From Squeeze Benz himself, do not come try this.
Thank you. Do not do that. He shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't. Some people in this game take lots of risks, and Squeeze is one of those guys, but highly advise.
No.
How sophisticated is the camera system in New York?
It's getting more sophisticated.
It got to be.
Where, like, you know,
people like you. They trying to catch our ass.
You know what I mean?
How do you stash your vehicle so that the police don't trace you?
Now that's a smart question to ask.
So just like a drug dealer has trap houses, you have different.
Wow.
Miguel, are you nervous at all?
He has this so planned out though.
Right here.
Stash garages like in GTA.
Well done.
We go to Benny's.
Got the presents, the balloons,
hey,
and
boy.
the raptor cake.
He been prepared for this 4L. He getting lit too. Tommy, he got the leg up, boy. You know you sit there.
Like, you know, he was about to get out of his vehicle. You were just about
so you already in chase?
Open up the door.
Why
do you think?
Okay, chilling for real.
Let's talk about brain development in young men. The male brain does not fully mature until about 25, so their prefrontal cortex that assesses risk is not fully developed yet, which helps to explain the risky behavior we see in this segment of the population. There's a name for this: young male syndrome. This sometimes short-sighted behavior is hypothesized to have provided an evolutionary advantage. The 2001 University of Liverpool study found that females prefer brave males who take risks to the ones that do not. And if we go back thousands of years to being hunter-gatherers on the savannah, this preference makes sense, as a female would want the male that fends off the lion or stands to fight when another rival tribe approaches. Biologically, not much has changed in our brains then, but our technology has progressed much further, and it helps to explain why you see young men doing high-speed chases and drifting through Times Square.
What's the craziest getaway story you have?
That'd be the one with the helicopter. I pulled up on the highway patrol the truck. He was about to pull someone over, so I got behind him. I started playing with him, and I was recording. I got away, obviously. A week later, I started getting chased by 2-3 black Chargers. I'm looking up, and I see the helicopter above me, and I'm like, oh nah. It was only like the second ever helicopter chase, so my heart was bumping. I'm not knowing how hard these guys are gonna go for me right now. They're gonna set a roadblock up, something, you know what I mean? But thank God that wasn't the case.
Like a spike strip.
That's never happened to me.
Never did spike. They don't do spike
strip? Like, why don't you spike strips?
Is it hard for you not to be going fast right now?
Honestly, yeah. If you are really on the
itching for it.
You should put a place where people can do this and have fun in a safe environment. If you give us a spot, we're gonna use it.
How long do you see
That's crazy, bro.
It's not gonna be a forever thing. Eventually it's gonna turn
Facts,
into a brand.
How often do you
turn into a brand?
It's every day, but
so he better level
Let's talk
up
about
on
reckless driving
so
in the United States. In 2021, there were 6 million car crashes and 39,500 of them were fatal. A survey by the insurance company Nationwide found that 47% of Gen Z reported driving faster than the speed limit, and 34% of them reported video chatting while driving. Actions like this help contribute to car crashes being the leading cause of death for American teenagers. Another concerning fact is the amount of pedestrians killed by reckless driving. In 2022, there were 7,500 deaths in this manner. In New York, vehicular manslaughter is a felony that carries a steep sentence of up to 15 years.
We took 2 Polaroids, they're fresh off the press, still developing. We're gonna put them in 2 random people that buy merch in the next 48 hours. 2 people will get Squeeze Benz, Tommy G, Polaroid photos. RIP Mainstream Media, Big Dog's gotta eat. Hope to send this to you.
Available on Patreon only are the wild and extended cut versions of the interviews with Squeeze Benz, including one right after he got finished with a helicopter chase, extended cut interview with Swim Team, and more. This is some good shit. Patreon.
Patreon got the hot stuff. Patreon got the hot stuff. Next day. So what y'all think,
We
bro?
find ourselves in another parking garage meeting with New York driver Where's 981 and his crew, the Swim Team. Swimming refers to the driving technique where they cut up, weaving in and out of traffic to get where they want to go. They've gained a lot of notoriety online, and I wanted to talk to them to learn more about it.
The faster you go and the more dangerous you drive, the more views you get.
Alright guys, you're pulling up to meet the Swim Team. You're one of the groups of the drivers. Why do you guys call yourself Swim Team?
This is how it started. Like, they call me Float. It used to be called Float Apostle. So like, I guess it's like a teacher. I would teach you how to float. And then it just turned into like, we started cutting up and stuff. It was almost like we were swimming through traffic, and they'll call me like Michael Phelps. So we're swimming.
How fast do you go sometimes?
I'm hitting 150 every day. It's easy to hit 150, bro. Like, it's triple digits no matter what. Your 50, 60 miles an hour is my 100.
Have you had any near misses?
Yeah, of course. People come to me like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm not going to try and teach you how to do it because of the simple fact that someone can get hurt. Thank you that I have not hurt anybody. It's like shooting a gun in an open field. Like, anybody can get hit with a straight bullet.
If you hit somebody and they get really injured or die, what should be the punishment you think?
I'm going to jail 1,000%.
Yeah, it's worth it. Why?
It's not worth it. That's the thing. I can't justify it, you know?
What's it like being in a high-speed chase?
The first time, it feels crazy, bro. Like, you're like, you're scared to go home some way, somehow. You make it home. You have a little bit of a tough night of sleep that first night. And then you make it to the second night, you make it to the next night, they never come. After that, you get numb to it, you know?
What are the laws in New York for chasing people? Because I know in Milwaukee, oftentimes they don't chase you at a certain speed because they know it results in civilian deaths. A lot of times when the chase happens.
It depends on the cop, honestly. I've seen cops where one of my boys, this dude is going off-road in New York. And
it was like, I'm willing to risk this chick
today. That one, you know, that one cop that's ready to be like, alright, come and it's over.
What does your mom think about this?
I bring my mom to work and going 150 today.
What?
She didn't get scared. In her eyes, she knows I'm a good driver. Like, she got many prayers for me. She's gonna always pray for me, make sure everything works out every single time, but she's not too stressed.
You took your mama to work doing the hunt? Man, my mama, boy. First of all, my mama child, she might have hit me mid-drop. Ah! We swerved off it. Oh my God. It's not funny, but it's I know her attitude was gonna tag me. You tripping back. Oh.
Swimming, and then we're like, why does that sound kind of nice?
So I'm here with...
Where's 981?
And I'm Tommy G, allegedly.
Allegedly. I love it. Hey, ain't going down for everybody, dog. We got the beamer.
Who out of this group is the high-speed specialist?
This nigga right here is like nasty on the track.
They say
this nigga right here is
nasty.
Slide, drift,
What's the fastest you guys have ever gone in a car before?
170? 183? 192?
That's life or death speed. What makes it worth it for you to put yourself in that position where you could go to the afterlife if you're not careful?
Bro, that's an addiction, bro. Like, it's that feel that gets you going.
I never, like, hopped in a car and went that fast off road.
That's
it's
crazy.
Not like, I got used to it slowly, you know, building up like a tolerance
so you
to
just
speed.
kept going,
If you're watching this and you're a driver, then you know what I mean when you feel the rear wheels through the seat of the car.
Hey, boy.
Tune it in. It's almost like the car is an extension of your body.
You have senses from the seat, the steering wheel, the audio cues, how loud the engine is, if your tires are squealing. You have so many cues in it, and it's really up to you to take all that sensory
That's great.
Yeah. Drive properly. It's like, we're not trying to do this shit forever. Like, we genuinely want to hop on the track, just go crazy. It's just a track right now. It's expensive and people.
Do you guys know anyone that has?
They really want to be racist for real.
Crash for sure, but nobody does crash.
But bro, it ain't worth it. Almost killing everybody on the road for it.
Get hurt or crash or anything like that, I think it'll it'll end it for everybody. I think we all stop.
There's a risk of hurting someone that's completely innocent. Someone could be on their way to work. Someone could be going to pick up their kid from soccer practice. Like, how does that factor in your
like
driving?
for real, bro? Like it's every day. What I tell y'all, be on the Sunday cruise, and then next thing you know, you oh shit. That's like dead.
I can't take. I'm not taking it. We swim. We swim for each other. We drive for each other.
Okay. So y'all not just gonna go crazy, trying like bully your way over.
Someone has to hard brake. The cars behind are already braking and looking for openings, so we're not rear-ending each other.
Have you guys had any near misses?
Man, that's all they do. I don't even know why he asked that question.
It's either I fit the cut.
Woo!
It's funny saying this, but we're not criminals.
What? Wow.
So
you tell me they go every day, go work, blah, 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 do their thing. Get they hustle on. They get on the road, Yuki Wiki.
She knows, and she tells me every day to stop. And I tell her, look, I'm trying. We have a brand new team, right?
You created a brand. You ain't trying that hard. I swear to God, I'm not trying. You got a 5M server too?
Honestly, like, we see the
bro, if you're growing it, you're not trying.
It's like one of those stories we're trying to create where the bad guy kind of wins.
So what do you say to the people that are like super pissed when they see you like
I see what you're trying to do.
Dangerous people could die.
But is it really worth the risk? Put that in the comment section. Is it really worth the risk? Your brand's growing, you get money, everything's going good, but you're putting a whole people at risk. It's worth
it. They see it as not precise. Like they're thinking like we're just out there and we're trying to crash. We're not trying to crash. If anything, I would argue that when we're on the road, we're actually paying attention to the road more than anyone else on the road.
I mean, it's a valid point because you're trying to, yeah.
Be under the influence ever behind the wheel.
You cannot do that.
Tell me what's going through your head in the police chase. How do you get away? What are you thinking about? Kind of go a few streets and take an exit? You got a hideout? Like, how do you evade police in this type of situation?
Hold on, don't give out too much sauce.
I can't put you on everything.
You do and wonder how the police have not caught you yet? What is your answer?
Hey,
bro.
Wow.
They
have a no chase policy? Huh?
I like that. I got the worst luck, bro. To be honest, got the worst luck.
I want to know what the legal perspective was on what swim team, Squeeze Benz, and all these other New York drivers did. What were the legal ramifications? How much jail time did they face? And why is it that they were so brazen about continuing doing this? I talked to my guy Nate, the lawyer, to figure out more about this. He's a lawyer that runs a YouTube channel and breaks things down regularly. This is what he has to say.
He really put
My name is Nate, the lawyer. I'm a former prosecutor and a former law school professor. And what you've just seen on screen is known as reckless driving. In the state of New York, you could serve up to a year in prison if you recklessly drive. Reckless driving in New York is simple. It's if you drive in a manner that, quote, unreasonably interferes with the free and proper use of the public highways or unreasonably endangers users of the public highway. Reckless driving is prohibited. Every person violating this provision shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, meaning you can serve up to a year in jail. If someone is injured or killed during the act of reckless driving, you could find yourself facing some serious charges.
Dangerous and disturbing exclusive video of young people driving their cars recklessly just before one of the cars crashed and killed.
Now, this driver was charged with manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. He's facing up to 10 years in prison. If you are doing something that you know is inherently dangerous and could get someone killed or hurt, and then you do it anyway, that the law finds to be reckless and criminal in some cases. Driving a car 90 miles an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone is reckless. Someone could get hurt, someone could get killed. If someone does, then you are on the hook for that homicide. There may be no fear of repercussions because of New York's bail reform law. The misdemeanor of reckless driving, as you see on the screen, isn't eligible for bail. If someone commits this crime 10 times in the same day, they'll get bail every time because of New York's bail reform laws. Now, some of you may not believe how insane New York's bail reform laws are, but they are insane. Like this guy who was arrested 101 times for shoplifting and let go every time because of New York's bail reform laws.
What?
Or this guy who was arrested for 3 assaults in one day, even threw a brick through a store window. He was released every single time on bail reform. Or the story of these 4 people who chopped up 2 bodies, left body parts all around the state of New York, and then when the cops went to their home, they found blood, body parts, guts, everything in their home. Guess what the judge did? He released them without bail. When you put everything together, I think these guys are doing it because they don't really have any fear that they're going to kill anybody. And if they get caught reckless driving, they'll get arrested and charged, but they'll probably be let out the same day on bail reform, then can go out and do it again. If you need legal advice, if you're looking to this YouTube video to help you in your case, you're looking at the wrong place. With that being said, I'm Nate the Lawyer, and I'm out.
After hearing what Nate the Lawyer said, hearing that there's no consequences really for what these guys are doing, it makes sense why they're doing it. Back to the story.
It ain't nothing.
How often you guys get nervous doing this?
So when I started, I used to get super nervous, especially when I used to run. And the reason I started running is not because I don't like cops. It's simply because it got to a point where I couldn't afford the tickets anymore. Because I was getting singled out for no reason.
Hey, tickets got to be dumb.
I'm doing the same speed everyone else is doing. However, when the state trooper sees everyone else and me, they single me out because I'm in a white Porsche. So then they think I can afford the tickets, but in the beginning I could, but then that shit started stacking up. And if you're gonna say, oh, then just don't speed. I was just keeping up with the flow of traffic, right? And then I just started running one day because I just couldn't afford the tickets anymore. And then it just started from there. I was super nervous at first.
That's crazy. It started because I'm tired of paying you. You got to catch me. Hey, that's a real no. Bro, you got 15 cards, dog, because I'm not going for this.
You gotta get away from helicopters.
They is not playing with y'all. That mean y'all doing a crazy amount and they got to hands.
Has the news reached out to any of you guys?
Oh yeah, of course.
The news?
This is crazy. I'm like 87 News at all. Because they reached out to me about my content and they still posted after I said no.
What?
So yeah, this man was already talking about this already.
They hit y'all up like, hey bro, we finna use it. We don't care what you do, we finna use it.
Okay, so Ali Bauman from CBS New York.
I mean, that's crazy. They really hit y'all up.
What made you say no to her and yes to me?
Honestly, bro, you're not a cow.
Facts is what it come down to.
You don't have an ulterior motive.
That's respectfully too. You gotta actually try to see what's really going on for you.
Honestly, you interview people that do worse stuff than us. Yeah, so it's like, come on now.
I heard Tommy G be really exploring the world.
To me, it feels really fun to have no journalistic background to be beating them at their own game.
Man.
Honestly, bro, when you're an authentic person, you go far away.
I feel like people in our generation just don't trust
real about yourself.
They've lied so many times that their credit's gone with us.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, bro, I've been getting more accurate shit from TikTok.
That's crazy.
Tracker out the
it's very true.
Range Rover Sport, I'm on the jet.
Who's trying to finesse us?
Keep swimming, got the paddles in the ship.
Meet the swim team and let's hear their specialties.
Float, swim team. You already know.
And what's your specialty?
My specialty is floating. All I do is float. That's my name. That's what I do. It's everything.
Do you feel like you have to look over your shoulder doing this kind of stuff?
I always look over my shoulder. I'm always not in one. I would say I'm kind of camera shy, but like my specialty is like I do a little bit of everything. But when it comes to like the the corporate side of things, the brand and stuff, like I'm basically like the brains behind that whole.
Wait, so you're trying to turn this into a video game?
I mean, we already kind of did. It's a game, so it's called Assetto Corsa. So basically, we host servers, and you just gotta take the link, hop on the server, and if any one of us happens to play on the server, you get to drive with swim risk-free.
Whereas 98 are well aware that a lot of his fans are young males that might try and replicate what they do, and knowing
the capitalization on this, like I said, I'm not promoting doing this, but the capitalization business-wise is actually very smart. Get a bag, but let's try to do it, better, please. But get a bag though. I can't be mad at you getting your money right, but you already exploring other ways of doing this, so I can't be mad.
Pointed that is incredibly dangerous. His team has done something so you can join them in the safety of your home. They built this online Assetto Corsa server so you can drive, swerve, drift, whatever you want. All you need is a computer, internet connection, and
I've been wanting to get one of these setups, though.
Details to join the server are in my description.
There's such civil war all across America.
That's crazy, bro.
DC's falling.
Do you think you're wanted by law enforcement?
They definitely know about us. I mean, me specifically, I have no clue. If I am wanted, I'm sorry. I don't hate NYC.
I'm sorry.
What do you go by?
Brick 250 or Brick 50, either one.
Brick 250.
What's your specialty?
Well, right now, I think the fans would probably say my specialty is probably police chases, cop chases, and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think drifting though.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
Honestly,
I want to be like T-Pain, learn how to drift.
Probably,
I swear. I see him do it, I was like, oh, bro, I think I have.
You have at least 30 police chases on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Why is this worth potentially going to prison?
No matter how you look at it, it's not worth it at all. Me being who I am as a person, bro, it's fun, bro.
Who are you?
So I'm Reaper.
What's your specialty?
I'm more of a low-key swimmer. I'm not really making videos and stuff, but you know, if you know, you know.
Do you have any little brothers? If they wanted to get into this, what would you tell them?
I'm a hypocrite, but I wouldn't recommend it. But
you don't recommend it? This is a question for the whole group. How often do you guys have to change vehicles?
I say if you do it right, you could probably go a year to 2 years where you have to swap the car if you short, but you could do some dumb shit in one night that makes you have to swap.
What do you go by?
My name's Billy.
And what's your specialty?
Honestly, the fans kind of know me as Lester. I guess I would say. That's, if you get in trouble, you can call me. I'll help you with the situation.
So what makes this worth doing?
It's not worth doing. I wouldn't recommend doing it if I were you, but I can't make your decision for you. So if you are going to do this against our best wishes, I guess, just think about other people on the road and do whatever you can to bring it home without hurting yourself, hurting anybody else, or damaging any property.
Tell me how you think about taking on risks and danger.
I think if you're ever going to take on any risks or any danger, whether it's physical risks or financial risks, I think you should write down every single one of the variables that could be a factor in the risk that you're taking.
Pros and cons. Know what you're getting yourself into. But don't do this. This is not what you should. If you're young, you're a kid, you're watching this, do not do this. Do not put your life and everybody else's in danger because of a fun time. That is foolish, literally.
And you should figure out what's the worst case scenario that could go wrong, any other kind of scenarios that could go wrong, and you want to figure out what the best case scenario is, and if that's worth the gamble for you, for the risks that are laid out on the table. But if those risks are worth the reward that you're going for, I think you should go for it. And if at any time you get too scared, the risks are too much for the reward, you don't want to risk it for the biscuit, stop, because you're not built for it.
If you want an extraordinary life, you have to take extraordinary measures and risks and action, but know your lane and know when to sit out. And this is something I'm sitting out for.
Also, the story of Icarus, when you have black wings and you fly too close to the sun, never feel like you got it on lock 24/7.
The story of Icarus comes from Greek mythology, and it recounts the tale of Daedalus and his son Icarus, who were imprisoned on the island of Crete by King Minos. To escape, Daedalus fashioned wings made of feathers and wax for him and Icarus. Warned by his father not to fly too close to the sun, Icarus disregarded this advice. As he soared higher and higher, the wax melted, causing his wings to fail, and he plummeted into the sea and drowned. This story serves as a cautionary tale warning against the dangers of overconfidence and recklessness. And this story, I think, is very relevant to Mr. Squeeze Benz.
My son Stolen couldn't make it, but he wanted to say what's up to y'all, feel me?
Anything you gotta say for the camera, brother?
Shout out my son Jolly too, he couldn't make it. Yeah, so you asked us these questions. What do you think of swimming?
So here's the thing, I think danger is good in somebody's life, but when you endanger someone else while you're having your own fun, that's where I'm iffy about it. Yeah. I admire the courage, I admire the bravery, but when other people's lives are at risk, to me it's like it's a hard battle, you know what I mean? Like, if I lost a friend because someone was just having fun on the road, I'd want to kill that guy. I also, as a young man who does dangerous things too, get it. But I highly advise you, don't try it out.
These risks, hey, bro. Be smart, be safe, man. You don't gotta do this to get your.
We met these guys here to do B-roll of their cool cars. But while waiting their turn, a couple of them decided to do donuts in a parking lot where there were many families. Because of this, the police were called, and in a few minutes, an NYPD helicopter.
The heli popped up.
This is what happened next.
You got a dip in a second. You seen that, right? Yeah.
Oh, snap. Tommy G got to come in, what?
Folks, I'm Tommy G, here with the most wanted drivers in New York, looking at peeling out.
Get out of here, little. Get little.
Folks, I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted. Well, folks, I think it's time we get out of here.
So relaxed.
Realize that the choices you make can impact other people. There's dangerous things you can do that just impact yourself. When it impacts scared civilians, we should probably get out of here. I'm conflicted with this video, folks, because a lot of young people are going to think this is cool, and their brain is not developed enough to realize the risk to other people. And I feel like you got to pick and choose your battles. And like, while it is exciting, statistically, eventually, someone is going to crash, someone's going to die, someone's going to get paralyzed, and the game that sounded so fun is not so fun anymore.
Went from Game Boys to scales, now I play the mail. I'm flexing fake Matty boy that he copped on his rail. Turbo sticking out the Civic, looking like a snail. Switch to V3.
Hey, bro. Real life, man. Tommy G, great video. Great, dope video, man, for sure. You really got into, like, the details in their minds and really seeing, like, what make them want to do this, what make them like this. But for real, though, if you young and you watch this, bro, be smart, bro. Like, it look cool, yeah, you are it. It's not worth the damage of what could happen. Like, it's not worth it, bro. It's really not, bro. I sat there and told y'all that story when I sat there and I'm just getting over on a regular day. Nobody knowing you what you finna do, cause you wasn't right there. But you wanted to hit a million down the road. Now you can swerve and hit somebody else, bruh. All cause you don't do something special. Bruh. Know your lane. Know when to sit out, and it's not for you. But great vid. If you support me, keep supporting me. I love you. I appreciate you. If you made it through the whole video, drop a 100 sign in the comments. Deuces.
I tell you why the ladies love us, just our vibe just different. The party at the B&B with all kind of bitches. Asking, do I got a girl? Bitch, mind your business. They always asking where I'm going. I tell them sky's the limit.